Elon Musk, the globally recognized tech billionaire, wasn't wearing his usual outfit today. Instead, he had dressed in a completely different way for a personal experiment. He wore an old, oversized jacket, faded jeans, a fake, bushy beard and mustache, and a beanie pulled low over his forehead. His shoes were scuffed and well worn, a sharp contrast to the polished image people usually associated with him. But on this particular day, Elon had a purpose. He wasn't there to attract attention or give interviews. Instead, he wanted to conduct a test. He was curious about how people would treat someone who clearly didn't seem to fit in. The Brewhaven Cafe was just up ahead, a cozy little spot that was well loved for its inviting atmosphere and solid coffee. It wasn't part of any high-end brand, but it was the perfect place for Elon's experiment. As he stood before the glass door, the smell of freshly brewed coffee and baked goods wafted toward him. His reflection in the door seemed unrecognizable, a far cry from the iconic tech figure everyone knew. He felt a sense of anonymity in the disguise as he pushed the door open. Immediately, the cafe's security guard, a burly man named Rick, spotted him and blocked his path. "Hey, you can't just hang out here," Rick said, eyeing him suspiciously. Elon, fully in character, remained unflinching. "I'm just here to grab a coffee," he said, pulling out a crumpled wad of cash from his jacket. Rick scanned him, still doubtful. "What do you think you're doing here?" "I'm here for a cappuccino," Elon replied, his tone calm and firm. "And I've got the money to pay." Rick stared at him for a moment longer before stepping aside with a grunt. "Whatever," he muttered. Elon walked through the door, maintaining a composed demeanor. He could feel the eyes of a few customers lingering on him, but this was exactly the reaction he wanted. A real-world experiment on how society reacts when appearances don't match expectations. Inside, Elon approached the counter, where two young baristas were working. One was a friendly young man named Ethan, and the other was a woman named Cindy, who didn't seem overly thrilled to be there. "Good morning. What can I get you?" Ethan asked with a warm smile. Before Elon could respond, Cindy rolled her eyes and muttered under her breath, "You've got to be kidding me." Elon glanced at her for a moment, but didn't let the snide remark get to him. "A cappuccino, please," he requested. Ethan immediately began preparing the order, while Cindy barely acknowledged him. She shifted her weight and sighed dramatically, clearly unimpressed by his appearance. Elon couldn't help but notice the stark difference in behavior between the two. Ethan was polite, attentive, and seemed genuinely invested in providing good service. Cindy, on the other hand, acted like he was a nuisance just by being there. Despite Cindy's cold attitude, Elon didn't rise to the bait. He simply gave Ethan a friendly nod and waited patiently for his drink. A few minutes later, Ethan handed him the cappuccino with a genuine smile. "Here you go. Enjoy your drink." Elon took the coffee and sipped it slowly as he surveyed the room. Cindy continued to glare from behind the counter, making sarcastic comments under her breath. It was clear to Elon that Ethan's kindness was an anomaly in an environment where appearance and status seemed to overshadow basic human decency. He stayed at the cafe for nearly an hour, sitting by the window and observing the dynamics around him. Ethan was able to juggle kindness with professionalism, even when dealing with difficult customers. Cindy, on the other hand, treated every customer she served as though they were a burden. When a middle-aged woman approached the counter to ask about the menu, Cindy barely glanced at her. She snapped at her for asking too many questions and didn't offer even a hint of a smile. The woman walked away, clearly upset, while Ethan continued to engage with his customers, offering smiles and casual conversation. Elon's focus wasn't just on customer service, it was about testing a bigger idea, the way people judge others based on appearances. He had always been aware of society's tendency to stereotype, but seeing it unfold in real time was both fascinating and disheartening. After finishing his coffee, Elon stood and walked back toward the counter. Ethan was busy wiping down the surface, and Cindy was absorbed in her phone, ignoring the growing number of customers. Elon cleared his throat to get Ethan's attention. Ethan turned around, surprised. "Oh, hey there. Can I help you?" Elon smiled at him warmly. "Ethan, you're a good guy, a kind person." Ethan blinked, taken aback. Thanks," he said, his confusion evident. Elon glanced at Cindy, who hadn't acknowledged him at all. "You're different, Ethan," he continued. "You know what it means to treat people with respect, no matter who they are." Ethan smiled shyly, clearly touched, but Cindy rolled her eyes in the background, muttering, "What's this all about?" Elon turned back to Ethan, pulling a sleek business card from his jacket pocket. "I want to help you. Call this number tomorrow." Ethan's eyes widened in disbelief as he looked down at the card. The name Elon Musk was printed in bold letters across the top. "Wait, Elon Musk?" Ethan stammered. Elon nodded. "Yes, that's me. I've been watching you. You have a good heart, Ethan. I think you deserve more than just this job. Call the number." As Elon spoke, Cindy stepped forward with a scowl. "What do you think you're doing?" she snapped. "You're just a barista. Why would he want to help you?" Elon met her gaze without hesitation. "Kindness is rare these days, Cindy. We should all try it sometime." Ethan's face lit up with realization, and slowly, the truth sank in. Elon hadn't seen him as a barista or judged him by his appearance. He had seen him for who he truly was. The next day, Ethan nervously dialed the number on the business card. His hand shook as he spoke to someone from Tesla's HR department. When the receptionist confirmed his interview, his disbelief deepened. A few days later, Ethan walked into Tesla's headquarters, feeling out of place among the sleek, modern building and sharply dressed employees. But the interview went smoothly. Ethan spoke passionately about his automotive engineering degree, his dreams, and the work he had done to support his family while working at the cafe. 2 days later, Elon called him personally. "Ethan, I've got good news. You're hired. Welcome to the Tesla team." The phone call was surreal. Ethan could hardly believe it. He had always dreamed of working in the automotive industry, but never thought it would happen so quickly. He shared the news with his family, and his mother burst into tears of joy. His father, a retired mechanic, couldn't have been prouder. Ethan's new role at Tesla allowed him to move his family to a better neighborhood. With his increased salary, they could finally live comfortably. As for Cindy, word of her rude behavior spread, and she was eventually transferred to a distant branch. Her attitude had cost her both the respect of her colleagues and customers. Ethan, on the other hand, never forgot the lesson Elon Musk had taught him. He treated everyone with respect, whether they were janitors or CEOs, and whenever he passed by Brewhaven, he would remember that pivotal moment that changed his life.